So this box here has resources for engineering materials for a greener planet, and it's been put together by the Royal Academy of Engineering alongside Tomorrow's Engineers and BAE Systems. So firstly, we have a really good resource guide. I'm going to talk a little bit more about this at the end of the video, but this has all of the main 3 activities and actually how to run them with your students. But I'm going to talk about a little bit more about that at the end. There are various support sheets when you actually run the activities, as well as things for you or your students to build. The first one is a chocolate printer. So this is looking at the principles of 3D printing and maybe how this can be applied to sustainable buildings in the future. We also have plenty of syringes to fill with different sorts of chocolate or other materials. There are then a load of material samples. There's an activity looking at cleaning up the world's oceans, and you're investigating different sorts of plastic and how these behave in different ways. So you've got plenty of material samples for you to be testing, stainless steel and mild steel and so on. There's also a solar boat. So this is a small boat that again your students can construct, and it's looking at how sunlight can be used to propel that along. And if you want to order more kits, one isn't maybe enough for all of your students, but there's information in the booklet about how you can do that. So there's a solar boat here. There are other resources, things like acrylic paint and paint brushes for when you're doing some work on sails. There's materials that you might need and also filters. So pretty much all the kind of things that you might need if you're going to be running this with a STEM club. Also in the box, there are various leaflets promoting careers in engineering and the opportunities available for you and your students. So a little bit about what is engineering. There's information about STEM ambassadors, as well as the CREST award, which is something that students can work towards when they're doing a project. There are these really nice things that students can actually take away and read, looking at some case studies of young engineers and actually what they do day to day. There's a little bit more about careers, and finally some posters for you to put up around your classroom or your school about, again, what the careers in engineering actually involve. So there's a huge amount that you actually get in the box. So the guide itself is really well put together. It's got a bit of an introduction to the whole task. It links all of these activities to the national curriculum and where they fit in different subjects in Key Stage 2 and 3. So perfect for primary schools as well as the start of secondary school. There's then information about what it actually means to work as an engineer. Engineers don't just sit in an office on their own working through problems individually. And there's engineering habits of mind, which are the ways that an engineer works, as well as the learning habits of mind. And these are referenced throughout the guide. There's also information about CREST awards and how if the students complete the activities and do some of the extension tasks, they're then eligible for one of these discovery awards. And there's information here about how to sign up for that and get the students to actually earn something from the work they're doing. And then we've got the 3 activities. The first one looks at circumnavigating the globe. The second activity looks at how we can actually clean up the world's oceans and get rid of some of this plastic pollution, which is a real problem. And it's something which is really topical at the moment. And finally, the last thing is looking at how we can build more sustainable structures in the future, especially with the world's growing population. So to download your own set of these resources, or maybe join your local network of teachers to actually order one of these boxes, please have a look at the STEM Resources website.